Okay. All right. You guys ready?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's do it. So, oh shit, am I ready? Okay. Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody, to Whisper of Winter Chapter 2, Requiem of the Chained King. I'm Carlo, your Dungeon Master. And, yeah, so to kick off episode 3, we're going to do a little bit of a recap of the previous episode. It's been 2 weeks since we played, so let's do a little recap. Last time, you guys were in Rexxentrum. The city got attacked by Cyclops, and you grouped up. You interrogated the Cyclops, learning that they were sent by some nobody figure who was sent to find Star. Grouping up, you got a long rest, headed to Visoran's tower to grab some materials, were ambushed there by a falling star, and then you got jumped by some assassins who you swiftly dealt with. And that Xelran was able to kind of like sniff out due to his training with Sabine Hext. After dealing with the assassins, you grouped up and decided what the best course of action was, going into Rexxentrum. Adelaide kind of having a loaded past with that city. You decided not to send her to the castle, and instead, Allura, Xelran, and Adelaide would head to the Hall of Prophecies to learn more about the Midnight Order and the vestiges of divergence that could empower the party to help them stand against their enemies. Meanwhile, Lukas and Cristalina would travel to the castle to ask basically the king, or inform the king and queen about these assassins that were sent to this tower. Yeah, and you guys grouped up, you stepped into this teleportation circle, and you guys teleported off to Rexxentrum. So, that is where we are now. So, as we start today's episode, we see a flash of red light as you guys teleport into Rexxentrum. Adelaide, this city brings back some potential memories for you, but you guys arrive in this castle town you see far off in the distance. There is, there's a moat that surrounds this, like, castle. You see that you guys arrive in Rexxentrum, and what would you like to do?
We're gonna need to split up, right?
Yeah.
Cool. You see that Allura takes her staff and taps it on the ground. Let me check something here. Cool. So she taps it. She taps her staff on the ground and creates this like telepathic bond. You guys are able to basically hear each other's thoughts and like communicate with each other over a long distance. So she says, "All right. We should head out to the Hall of Prophecies now. And Lukas, Cristalina, if you run into any problems at the castle, feel free to reach out."
Yeah, all right.
All right. Everyone ready?
I'm all set.
I suppose so.
Cool. So you see that, Allura, Xelran, Adelaide head off to the Hall of Prophecies. Lukas and Cristalina head towards the castle. Cool. The three of you, arrive to the Hall of Prophecies. You see that, the Hall of Prophecies itself is this large sort of like, building made out of like pure bronze, that kind of stands at maybe 20 to 25 feet tall, that almost sort of resembles a castle with these kind of like inner like towers that stand inside the walls. You see that Xelran and Adelaide, if you could roll me a perception check.
Is this my second time?
God damn it.
You know.
Well, we have to get it out. We have to get it out one way or another.
Yeah, it's on you now.
Well, you're...
So you guys, as you guys are walking up this kind of like stone pathway, uh, the kind of like doorway to the Hall of Prophecy is like this curved arch, with this like wooden door that slowly opens. Allura kind of like leads you guys, the click clack of when as you walk by. Xelran, you see that a man walks up to you. He's a human, about like 5'6". He's got this dirty kind of like blonde hair that stops at about kind of like top of his neck, and he's wearing kind of this like, I would say like white and blue kind of like wizard's robes that completely like drape over him. Go ahead and roll me a history check if you don't mind.
This is a history check from.
Xelran.
Okay. God damn it! That's just not. Okay, here, it's fine.
I'm gonna say that this guy you recognize, he was there when your mentor met his fate. This was one of the men who kind of advocated for, of course, the person responsible had his soul punished. This was one of the people who advocated for that not to happen. You see, he comes up to you, and he's just like, from your passive kind of like insight, he definitely knows who you are, but he is just like playing it off as if he like doesn't, and is just like a complete stranger. So he comes up to you, he says, sorry, are you wouldn't happen to be headed into the Hall of Prophecies there, would you?
He kind of like just sits there and just stares for a second. And he's just kind of going over it in his mind. Should he bring it up? Well, he could thank somebody for trying, but I think he's gonna keep it in for now. So he's just gonna say, who's asking?
Oh, apologies. Where are my manners? My name is Vincent Ripley. I am one of the benefactors of the, I'm sure you heard about it in Zadash, one of the benefactors of this Excalibur business venture. I was just merely going to suggest that this visit be kept sort of brief. This Hall of Prophecy, we understand it has a long history, but it's going to be torn down quite soon to be basically turned into a warehouse for our Excalibur, for the corporation. But of course, you can still go inside if you wish.
Wait. You plan to tear this place down and put one of Drakion's little I don't have a word. Little structures up. You work for him, of all people.
Well, yes. As it turns out, he pays quite well, and it's something I'm passionate about.
Little do you know. As a matter of fact, yes, we are going into the Hall of Prophecies.
All right. Well, again, do try to keep your visit sort of brief, and try not to go into any restricted areas. In any case, you are free to go in. And you see he nods to the three of you guys and just walks off.
And Xelran to me is gonna be like, what the hell is wrong with people around here?
His passion is to tear down buildings like the Hall of Prophecy?
Not only that, but he's working along with that snake. Now, I don't know much... Oh.
Yeah, go for it.
Now, I don't know much about him personally. I haven't really met the guy, but from what I've heard, both from my parents and from people all around as I was traveling, this man is not to be friendly with.
Yeah, I noticed people tend to have strong opinion about him.
You see that Allura looks and is like, yeah, it's such a shame that, I mean, Excalibur is sort of a shady corporation we all know at this point, and tearing down just like historical things like this is awful. But are you guys ready to head in?
I am.
We-
But be on your guard.
Cool. She nods, and she says, right, so we are going in to meet one of my friends I made a long time ago when I kind of like first got into magic. Her name is Amara, and she is a kind of a blind monk who kind of specializes in divination magic. So she leads the way. The kind of like arched wooden door opens. You guys walk in, and yeah, this place is like nice. This place is decked out. This place almost feels like a palace of some sort. There's like a fountain and like different like stairs leading to different places and like stone pillars, and the floor is like completely made out of bronze. Everything is like really, really nice here. Yeah, and you definitely do see like Excalibur employees just walking around the place being like, yeah, we're just going to tear this entire section down and sort of just make this a warehouse. But you see that Allura walks up to this dark-haired elven woman, maybe like 5'4", pointy ears, sort of long dress. You see that Allura goes, Amara, over here, and the woman walks over. And you see she says, oh, hello, good to see you again, Allura. And she turns to the two of you and is like, I assume you must be the adventuring group that she mentioned.
We are. Nice to meet you. I'm Xelran.
Well, it's nice to meet you as well. My name is Zamara. This place, it's sad that it's getting torn down soon, but this is sort of one of the last prophecies I'll be able to deliver. Tell me, as she begins to like walk a little and you guys walk behind, she says, so, I wish for you to explain a little bit about sort of this predicament that you find yourselves in. You were talking about this cult of some sort?
Yes. We believe that this cult is trying to resurrect an old, let's just say, a very not nice person. I
Right.
believe, I'm inclined to believe that you would know about such a being.
This being would be named
Tharizdun.
I feared as much. She begins to walk forward a little bit. I'm gonna roll something here. Cool. You see that she walks forward, and says, all right, she looks at the party and says, if I could depend on one of you very briefly for this ritual, who among you is the physically strongest?
And he kind of looks around. He's like, I don't like to brag. Well, I don't like to brag.
Go on then.
Oh,
Cristalina.
and he walks up and he's like, I believe that would be me.
You see that she she waves her hand a bit, and then this little magic orb appears in her right hand, and she says, all right, so Essentially, the way this is going to work, I am going to sort of pierce the veil, so to speak. It'll get us information about these vestiges of divergence, and it will also get us some information on Tharizdun. Any other information we're sort of on the lookout for?
And he kind of looks to the rest of the party.
Well, they are kidnapping mages, right?
You see Allura nods, and Amora goes, I should be able to find their location. It's sort of temperamental to mess with this sort of magic, but she goes and puts the orb in Xelran's hand and says, right, well, this ritual is comes at great risk. So there's a chance that something might happen to me, and if I ask you to, essentially, I want you to break the orb, and doing so will completely stop the ritual.
Okay, are you... what kind of consequences could this have if you know, mess it up?
Oh, well, I mean, I don't really know. Here we go. And
Wait.
She turns around, and she... You see that she does like a bunch of different like hand motions and creates these kind of like sigils in the air, and you see that she begins to float in the air. Her body is sort of outlined in this kind of faint white color as she kind of floats in the air. You see that. 1 second. See here. Great. Okay. So you see that she sort of floats there in the air, motionlessly, and you see that she, her eyes go white as she kind of like looks forward, and you see that several kind of like glowing different like artifacts and weapons kind of appear in the air, and she reaches out with her hands and sort of like plucks in their direction and says, right, so these are the ones that are going to be the most sort of important and helpful. First, the vestiges of divergence. Immediately, the most helpful and powerful to your party are going... I don't know their location, sadly, I don't. But they should be on this continent somewhere. The first one is called the Dragon Blade. Said to be blessed with the heart of a dragon, it would increase the strength of its wielder. The second one, the Tome of Infinite Knowledge. Said to grant the knowledge of the arcane in infinite amounts to any user. Next, the Wraps of Demark. Could allow a, so to say, martial artist much more agility. And then there is the Staff of Harmony, which connects a user to all 4 elements. And finally, the Crown of the Forest King. Allows one to tap into the magic of nature itself. She sends these different vestiges away and waves her hand, and then a giant sort of you see that a wing appears, almost kind of like a giant like raven's wing that kind of floats in the air before her, and she says, right, the Midnight Order. This is a cult that worships Tharizdun, and to my understanding, they are kidnapping mages to find some way to unleash his essence and release him from his prison, wherever it is. The gods, when they sealed him away, it was a closely guarded secret where he was sealed away. But this cult believes that with enough magic, they can find it. And she gets this weird gaze in her face. It looks... When the mages that the cult sort of kidnaps, when they fail, it looks like they're sent to some other place. I don't know where, but they're sent off. It looks like someone else picks them up and takes them somewhere else. And she waves her hand again, and she says, "But why would they be going there?" And she says, "If a mage fails when the cult kidnaps them, they are sent to the negative plane. I'm not sure as to why." And, you see, 1 second here. You see, as she's sort of pondering this, a sort of silver chain suddenly lashes out from inside one of the walls at her and wraps around her throat. The room suddenly goes dark, and you see that you're just hearing like change reach out for her in the darkness. You just hear her scream, and she's like lurched forward. You can't see her, but you just hear visually like change just like pulling her apart, like almost to the point where she like it's unsafe. She's just being pulled. Go for it.
Is it possible that I could just is it possible I could just go ahead and smash it while like as this is going on?
Go ahead and make a strength check.
Come on, for the love of God. Okay, no. Come on, press it. Why is it doing that? What the fuck? Oh no! What's with all?
So she's being pulled and just like taut and like is pulled forward. You hear the scream. You see that Allura will attempt to like take the orb from your hand and like smash it into the ground. She says, "You must be quick," and attempts to smash it. Let's see here. Allura, please roll well.
If not, I have a plan. Alright, I have a plan. As soon as I see that it's broken, I'm just gonna do this. Okay, so he is going to bring out his sword and he's gonna cast Booming Blade on it, and he's just gonna bring it into the orb.
Cool. You see that Allura points her staff at it and like keeps the orb in place. So go ahead and roll an attack at advantage.
Alright. What the fuck? At advantage.
I'm gonna briefly leave. I'll be right back.
My god! Why? What's with all the rolls today, man?
Can I attempt to cast Eldritch Blast on the orb?
Yes, roll an attack at advantage as Allura keeps the orb in place.
Alright, that's better.
Oh, dirty 20.
Okay, so you see that she's like pointing the staff and is like, "Be quick!" And you point your hand at it, and a crackling beam of arcane energy shoots out and completely shatters the orb. And the room... 1 second here. See here. The room gets bright again. Everyone looks around. The orb is shattered. The last thing that you guys hear before the room goes bright is her yell. And as the lights come back on, she is nowhere to be seen.
Oh no.
See, Allura looks around and says, Does anyone see her? Where is she?
He looks around. Does he see her?
You do not.
Damn it.
Shit.
We were too late.
Uh,
Had I broken it a little sooner.
it's not your fault.
Well, there's no body around, so who's to say that she could have just been taken away?
Well, didn't she say something about the negative plane, was it?
Yes, the negative plane of existence. Maybe... Did a kidnapping just happen directly in front of us? I mean... I feel like I couldn't see anything.
I was too focused on the orb.
She says, well, as long as everyone's alright, then that's what matters. I don't, She, like, puts two fingers to her head as if she's about to, like, instant transmission, and, she says, like, Amara? Amara, hello? And just does not get any response. She looks around. And you see a couple, like, Excalibur employees come over and are like, alright, well, construction is about to begin, so unfortunately we will have to usher you all out. Thank you so much for visiting. Allura goes like, this is a place of historical importance. And did you not see our friends just... And the employee's like, yeah, whatever, magic, bullshit, whatever, flash. Yeah, sure. Just leave, please.
Xelran
And you
turns
see-
around and he says, did you not hear what she just said? And she, and he casts, thaumaturgy. To, kind of yell this out at him. At them! God, fucking... Oh, can't speak.
Roll intimidation at advantage.
Alright. What the fuck? What the fuck?! Why does this keep happening to me?! I'm gonna exit the game real quick and go back in.
You see that, you see that this Excalibur employee just kind of looks and was like, alright, yeah, sure. I'm sorry about your friend. I have no idea how any of that magic bullshit works. You're just gonna have to leave. Thank you. And just like escorting you guys out. And yeah, you guys exit. You guys stand outside of this Hall of Prophecies. Amara completely vanished.
Before I do, before we leave,
Yep.
can he cast Prestidigitation and make one of their feet turn into an octopus tentacle?
Yeah, you see you're on the way out, and just like this Excalibur employee that was like yelling at you guys just like looks down, what the fuck? And like looks over at you and is like, why is my feet suddenly an octopus? What are you doing?
Have fun disenchanting that, you bitch.
Oh, you and then the door slams, and you guys exit. Cool. We are going to cut now to Lukas and Cristalina. You guys are headed towards the castle. Is there anything you guys would like to achieve before arriving there?
Nope.
Cool.
Particularly?
You guys head up to the castle. I'm gonna say also that Allura reaches out to you, you two over the telepathic bond and says, hey, we just got out of the Hall of Prophecies. Something weird happened. Are you all alright?
Yeah, everything's good on our end so far.
Yeah, we're good. What's up?
I'll catch you up to speed later. I don't really know what sort of it was, but any status on the King and Queen?
Not...
On our way.
Yeah, we're on our way. We haven't met up with them yet. We'll let you know as soon as we get everything squared away. Meet you back at the teleportation circle?
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Alright.
Cool. So the two of you are heading towards the castle. You see that you arrive, huge stone castle. It looks like honestly like the castle itself is constructed in a way that's like completely impractical because it's like made out of like solid gold. Um, which is just like and there are like towers inside the walls. Um, and you guys see what are you guys laughing about? So you guys are yeah, you guys arrive in the castle. You see one of the guards walks up to the two of you and is like, hi. It's this little like dwarven guard who looks at you guys and is like, hello, may I help you with anything?
We need to see the king and queen. I'm the apprentice of Allura Viceroy.
You're
Well,
oh,
more like ward, something, I don't know. But I'm with Allura. We'll just say
understood. Well, yes, I mean,
that.
all right,
And
I mean-
she's with me.
all right, well, I mean, Miss Visoran's young student, I mean, she speaks very highly of you, and a friend of yours is to be trusted. We shall see about we shall see about an audience with the council. If you would wait here shortly.
All right.
So the dwarven lady walks off. About maybe like 5-10 minutes go by as you wait in the sort of lobby. Lucas, if you could, go and roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, you son of a bitch. To be fair, I probably asked for this. Fuck me. 6.
So, you, as you are waiting in the lobby, you kind of like, it's a little bit just like quiet in here and kind of like awkward as you're waiting for this dwarven lady to return. You like swear you can hear, and like it's weird. You visually look around and like see no one moving their lips. It's sort of like awkward. You hear sort of in the back of your head, Gorgeous. What languages do you speak?
Abyssal, Common, Draconic, and Undercommon.
Ah, it's in Draconic.
Haha.
You hear the phrase Gordranus, which means gathering of shadows. So you are waiting in this lobby. Eventually the dwarven lady returns and is like, all right, the king and queen will see you now. Do you have any preferences as to how you would like to be presented, sort of title announcements or anything?
Not really, no.
Cool. You guys see that, let's see here. Cool. So you guys walk into this huge like throne room where there are stairs leading up to this throne, a couple of thrones for the king and queen. You see that yeah, it's all wood and there are like windows on the far side. You see that this dwarven lady walks in before you and says, now presenting before King Bertrand Dwendal and Queen, oh, sorry, to pull up this name, Queen Duvia Dwendal, Mr. Lukas Tanjiro, and Miss Cristalina Starr. And you guys walk in, and you see that, this dwarf with like kingly robes and like red hair, red beard, looks at you guys, kind of like stroking his beard. The queen is completely like silent, leaning back in her throne. The king looks at you guys and is like, my god tells me that you are with Miss Visoran.
Yes. She has kindly taken me in these last few months.
Well, she is one of the most talented arcanists of our generation, so to have her trust is to have mine. What of your friend, however?
Oh, well, I don't have any titles or anything to speak of. But, I can say Lucas is a close friend, and, I would never do anything to betray him.
All right. Well, you must have a reason to have come here, or are you here to waste my time?
Actually, we've known about the somewhat disappearance of a member of the royal house for some time. The posters have been scattered across Wildmount. But unfortunately, it seems like some of the people working in your employ are idiots.
You see that, like, a couple people in, like, the King's Court kind of, like, gasp and are, like, taken aback. Oh!
Okay. I know how that sounds. Let me explain a little more. You see, we were attacked by a group of assassins, bounty hunters, I don't really know. Point is, they somehow thought we had said member of the royal family when honestly there was a little bit of miscommunication, because at first I thought they were looking for someone else, and then it was clarified that they were looking for a princess of some sort, which nobody in our group was, and yet somehow identified one of our party members as said member, which was some mix-up, but
The point is, we were attacked. There was no good reason.
Well, I must... And the queen looks over, like, shocked, and the king says, I must grant you my sincerest apologies, then. I told them strictly non-violence, but I suppose the orders did not get through to them. Although, what I will say is that there has been a figure running rampant who has been pretending to be hired by myself. Hiring assassins and wearing sort of similar emblems. This figure, I don't know his name, but he has a title, the Gentleman. He runs sort of a similar game, sending out assassins to get things done. I'm not saying that definitely this is what happened, but I still apologize for the attack, and compensation is due.
Cristalina's just mulling this over in her head, confused at her own ignorance, and wondering why someone would use the king's name.
yeah. Lucas kind of looks to the king and is like, what do you know of this other person that is trying to look for the princess?
Well, he's a crime lord. He operates out of Zidash, and he had contact with a he looks deeply in your eyes and says, this information cannot leave this room, you understand?
100%.
All right.
He had contact with a man by the name Trent Ikithon. He had been imprisoned in our deepest dungeons for the longest time. The reason being, he ran a school of wizards, and he had a curriculum that was focused on, how do we say, negative reinforcement, physical abuse of his students. And he was, well, this gentleman figure supposedly had ties with Trent Ikithon, and, well, the gentleman himself never got captured, but that is sort of all I know about that relationship.
How long has the gentleman been working out of Zadash?
I would say maybe 10 to 15 years. Many people often come out and say, I'm the gentleman, and, you know, I mean, things are surely investigated into, but we've never actually been able to stop this individual, and things keep happening, and eventually the guard in Zadash just sort of gave up because they figured it was like chasing shadows. The crimes never stopped, but the guards stopped caring.
It's horrible. Wonder how he keeps escaping.
Truly. Well, in any case, I do apologize for this inconvenience that the attack has caused you. Compensation is due, so I wonder what your request may be.
Healing potions. I whisper. We need to not die. Have a backup for that.
I get that. For one, we'll need... I have 2 requests. One actually is a request from my friend here, and the other is from me. The first request is of supplies, specifically healing potions.
Alright. And the second?
Simple question of curiosity for a quest. What do you know of the man that they call the Nobody?
I'm gonna roll something here very briefly. Okay. You see that he says, I have not had any personal experiences with the Nobody, but I have heard the title. So, 20 years ago, there was this sort of rumble in Taldore. Strange, dark creatures about 2 feet tall with beady yellow eyes. They dealt with it and sort of made them go away, and Taldore told Exandria about this, all the powers, but there was nothing else we could do. They had completely vanished, so there's no point. But from what I understand, those creatures were called by this Nobody figure. And I've never seen these creatures myself, nor come into contact with this Nobody.
Who in Exandria would know about this attack 20 years ago?
I would say... let's see. There is
Allow me to rephrase. I understand that question could be a little bit confusing. Actually, I was even a little confused by it. Anyway, who from Taldore was there when they first saw these creatures?
Um. Hmm. One of the lords of Whitestone. His name is Percival. I believe he was there. I am not, of course, read up on this history, but that is sort of my understanding.
Very well. Thank you, Lord Dwendal.
Of course. And he claps his hands, and you see that wagons are sort of wheeled out. And you see that little treasure bags are in these wagons, and you see two of them. You see, let's see. You see that. Cool. There are two little treasure bags, and each contain 10 potions of greater healing.
Holy shit.
You see that the king says, I hope this is enough, and of course, if you ever need anything else, feel free to ask.
I am sticking those in the bag of holding.
Cool, you stick them in the bag.
You said there's 10 in each?
Yep, so 20 total.
Hell yes.
Yeah, you see that the king says, or you see at this point actually the queen, who's like holding a staff, kind of use it as like a walking cane, similar to like Allura, kind of like use it to like force herself to stand up, and says, I'm sorry, I apologize. I understand you maybe have things to do, but you mentioned you were aware of this this missing person from the royal house. I just wonder what information you might have. This has been plaguing us for a while.
Sorry, but we don't know much either. In fact,